enough. Hold on. You're on.
Alright, hello everybody. My name is Roger Moore. John Ruman, my business coach, he'll be joining us very, very soon. And we are Rich Dad's Cashflow Clubs. We're actually one of the largest Rich Dad Cashflow Clubs in the world, one of the largest and most active Cashflow Clubs. And we are here to show you all some tricks of how to make more money during this recession. Because a lot of people, when they give financial advice, they usually teach you guys how to live below your means, how to save more money. We don't just teach you that. We teach people how to make more money. That's what we're about. It's not just about cutting back your expenses, it's also about making more money, right? So how do you do that? So that's what we do at Cashflow Clubs. We teach people with a simulation-based approach. You see, the writer of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, I think this is one of his books here, but he didn't write this one. This is from the Rich Dad Company. Robert Kiyosaki actually invented Cashflow, which teaches people investing, business, and finance using a simulation-based approach. It's really a board game, and they have it online as well. So you can go online on the World Wide Web and play against people from all over the world. Rich Dad has changed millions of people's lives worldwide. And Rich Dad Poor Dad became a 6-time New York Times bestseller. It's one of the most influential books in human history. It changed my life drastically. For years I've been hiding from people trying to get me to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. And when I finally read it back in 2005, it just changed my life completely. And I started the Cashflow Club in December 16th, 2005, so happy anniversary Cashflow Club. And since then we have been holding sessions and people have been coming from all over the country to experience what Cashflow Club teaches. And it's simply because what we teach at Cashflow Club is unfortunately still not taught in today's education system. And that's wrong. We live in a capitalist society. We live in a capitalist world. You're supposed to learn capitalism. You're supposed to learn it in the school system. But people go through the entire school system, they graduate from school, and they get a job, and they go broke. Or they live just over broke for their entire lives. Because they don't learn anything about investing. They don't learn how to close deals. They don't learn how to sell. They don't learn how to read financial statements and investments properly. Right? So the whole school system is actually geared towards producing employees. Where we live in a world now where we need more employers. You catch? So a lot of university graduates are graduating every year. And our country is a very educated country. Thousands of graduates every year, all looking for jobs, and there's not enough jobs for them. That's a problem. That's a major worldwide problem. In the UK, they call it youth unemployment. Here, we have no term for it. A lot of doctors graduating from university can't get a job to this day. And funny enough, the hospitals are short. So, I want to introduce you guys, my business coach, Mr. John Ruman.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for attending today. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Roger.
Thanks for coming. Right. So we are Cashflow Club, and of course we have Cashflow sessions starting all the time. We even have workshops for sale now. Right. And what we do is a simulation-based approach. We have even grown into the sales training field. We launched a company called the Sales Training Academy, where we use a simulation-based approach to teach sales. And selling is the #1 skill in business.
Yeah, if your business is struggling in any way, shape, or form, sales is the #1 thing that you can upgrade and improve that will revolutionize how your company is and will perform going forward.
Yeah. So this here is Rich Dad Poor Dad. I'm hoping you can get a copy back home where you live. If not, go on Amazon.com or order it online or go on YouTube and listen to the audiobook of Rich Dad Poor Dad. It is on YouTube for sure. It's everywhere. It has been around since the late 90s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
It's a really, really important book. And the tagline for the book is, what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. Right? So, with everything else, the most important part of our business is its mission. And the mission of Cashflow Club is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity. To elevate the financial well-being of humanity. That is the most powerful mission I've ever seen. And let me tell you, because of this mission, the first 4 years we ran free sessions every weekend.
Wow.
Because we believe in this mission. Everybody on our team believes in this mission.
And I'll give a personal testimonial. I used to be in the financial world for 15 years, and if Mike, you're watching, thank you for watching. This amazing program that Robert Kiyosaki put together, and I was very blessed actually, that's how Roger and I actually met, by my wife and I taking the course, has totally changed the way I perceive money, money management, and expanded it in such a way that you think expansively versus, as Roger said, cutting down expenses versus expanding your means, looking at multiple streams of income, looking at passive income so you don't have to work for exchange for dollars. All these things that change the way you think. This Cashflow Club literally will change your mind. And if you have not, wherever you are in the world, taken Cashflow as a class and actually sat down with the board game and played and modeled a profession, a person in the profession, and did the numbers and the cash flow projections and all the things that they had to do, you have not shifted your brain to where it needs to be.
Yeah, very, very true. Cash flow changed a lot of people's lives. We train thousands of people with cash flow. And we want to train millions more. We want more people to start cash flow clubs because we can't do it on our own.
Yes.
We need your help. And right now I'm begging the TV stations for a show to get to reach more people. In our country, Trinidad and Tobago is an oil producer. And right now the oil prices are dropping like a stone. So our country is in a recession. Lots of people are losing their jobs. And they're not being given the skills they need to make it if they lose their job tomorrow. They don't know how they're going to pay their bills. But they're not giving them what they need to survive. That's a scary situation about to happen. And we're trying to avoid the situation. So if you can help us reach more people, please help us. Reach out to us and help us get out to more people. That means free talks. That means going on TV more, going on radio more. We're really pushing it. Because, this education is very, very, very important.
And if you live in Trinidad and Tobago, I please encourage you to reach out to Roger sooner rather than later, before you get fired from your job, before you quit your job, before they let you go, so that you are more than prepared for the changes that come ahead in your life. I really would encourage that.
Okay. So in today's Facebook Live, we're going to show you all how to make more money. And then we're going to talk about something else that's very, very important. Something called sales.
Yes.
Because we love to sell. We're salesmen. We love to sell. The ability to sell is the #1 skill in business. And if you don't know how to sell, you can't make no money. Sales equals income.
And actually, if you think about it, us promoting how amazing this program is sales. We're doing it for your best purpose and your best intentions, and to literally promote the humanity of the world, for sure, but it is purely sales. So all the things we're doing right now are selling this to you, and you need it.
Yeah. So don't wait for next year.
Yeah, please do not.
Only don't procrastinate. So check this out. These are the 4 different types of people that make up the world of business. You have employees, self-employed, business owners, and investors. On the left-hand side of this cash flow quadrant, employees and self-employed, these are your poor and middle class. Yes, you're here. Poor and middle class, right? And this side here, business owners and investors, these are your rich. So what Cashflow Club is for, our education is for people on this side, or people who want to make a transition from this side to this side. That's why our books are so different. ABCs of real estate investing, ABCs of property management, how to buy and sell a business. These books are for people on this side or people who want to be on this side. If you heard that and it's not of interest to you, that's okay. Different strokes for different folks. We just will say a prayer for you if you lose your job, and that's your only source of income, right? So
one thing I would mention, can you take back that slide? If you're what's called an intrapreneur, which just means you want to be employed for life and you want to rise up the corporate ladder, that's perfectly fine. While you're an intrapreneur, I would encourage you to do a couple things. Find ways to create passive income, even as using your employee salary. plus find multiple streams of income. A lot of people today are freelancers, and then they will, for example, do social media. They'll do social media for 5 companies. One of the 5 companies says, we don't need you. No problem. 80% of my income is intact. There's usually a line of people who know how good a job you do, and there's usually a next person to fill that 5th spot almost immediately. So I would encourage you to find passive sources of income, which, by the way, taking cash flow clubs will give you the mindset and the people who are doing that now. But also think, how can I not be tied to one source? So even as a freelancer, I would strongly encourage, do not have more than 20 to 25% of your eggs in that single basket of income, because they have a challenge and you need to be dropped. It really hurts you.
They're going to drop you.
Yeah, so try to, even as an employee, you can still have this mindset to make it so that you're less affected by people making shifts. Because shifts are okay, because you can also think of it as when you're dropped by someone, you can upgrade to someone who even pays you more for the same service.
Very true. Yeah. And there's another thing too. You don't have to be in just one quadrant alone. You can be an employee and have a part-time business. You can be an employee and own real estate.
That gets your passive income, by the way.
Yeah. And you can be an employee and have, you be self-employed on the side, be a consultant or something. Have a part-time business and real estate and stocks. Right? So financial education is for everyone, not just for business owners. Everybody should be financially educated. Everybody, especially during a recession. This is where we shine. We love recessions because recessions uncover tons and tons of opportunities all over. I mean, I started 2 businesses since this recession started. John and I started one together, Sales Training Academy. Because opportunities everywhere. Everybody else is running scared. We are getting more greedy. We're taking market share.
There's opportunity. So in every situation, ask yourself, what are the opportunities here in every situation? And if you begin thinking that way, you'll find them. Yep. So when you get dropped by that 5th person, don't say, oh man. First of all, find out what you could have done differently if you did not like the result. And then say, okay, it is what it is. I'll learn from the experience. What are the opportunities now? So always have the opportunist mindset, and that'll help you constantly grow in wherever you're moving in life.
Yeah. So if you want to actually try Cashflow online, you can go on richdad.com, RACHDAD.com, and play the free Cashflow web game and practice. Practice. You could do that before you come to our session, our Cashflow Club sessions. It's good practice to sharpen your skills, and maybe you might see how much you actually don't know. Because funny enough, over the years, we have trained investment advisors and wealth managers, and we stopped doing it because it made them very uncomfortable. They weren't able to give financial advice as they used to prior to Cashflow. It's kind of weird.
It changes the paradigm of that industry, because the industry does not work in the paradigm and the mindset that Robert Kiyosaki has.
Yeah, because if I tell them I am for 30% return and over, they say, Roger, you gotta be nuts. That's risky. All they're referring to is paper assets. I invest in business and real estate. Big difference. Right? So check this out. There's a book called Sales Dogs. This is one of the best Rich Dad books we have ever read. It's written by Blair Singer. Blair Singer is a fantastic writer. Now, Sales Dogs, the tagline for this is, you don't have to be an attack dog to be successful in sales. I started off my sales career in the insurance industry at Guardian Life, right? And my boss told me, see 10 people and you close 2 deals. Work the numbers, see 10 people, close 2 deals. And I would go out and I would meet people and I would try to get to 10 meetings a week. And I would go through their financial statements and realize how broke they are. I'm like, oh my God, you can't afford insurance. You need to come to Cashflow. And in those days, I ran free sessions, so I wasn't making much money, right? But I couldn't be the classic attack dog. I couldn't be what we call the pit bull style in sales. I needed a sales technique that matched my personality, right? So Sales Dogs actually goes into a lot of detail with the different personality types and compare them to different breeds of dogs and kind of match the selling technique to match your personality type. It's really quite useful. So this here is your typical attack dog style, the pit bull style. Buy, 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 buy. See 10 people, close 2 deals, right? Pit bulls are good. Pit bulls are not evil people. Pit bulls are actually good. We have a couple of pit bulls at Remax, right? And they're doing very well. Pit bulls, you just need to guide them and sharpen their skills, right? They need training. Otherwise, they just go out there and bite people, right? So pit bulls are pretty handy. They just need really good training. We have a couple, this is a, what do you call this? Poodle.
Yeah. If you can't see it, it's a beautiful poodle in this nice convertible, beautiful watch, just enjoying the
branded clothes, go to expensive restaurants. We got a couple poodles at Remax as well. We have one in particular, she gets the best properties. She meets the richest clients. So she's a poodle, she knows how to network in those places and that kind of thing. Right? Poodles are really handy. I have an ex-girlfriend who's a poodle too. You know? Poodles are really, really good at what they do. So you have to match, you have to find a personality type and match a certain technique to match it, right? This is the golden retriever. This is me. I'm like this all the time, 7 days a week. You can message me on WhatsApp at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night and I will respond. Because I'm like this. Always at your service.
ready and reliable, friendly smile.
I think John is one too, right?
I am predominantly one as well, yeah.
Golden retrievers are cool. And this here, these are your chihuahuas. Lots of technical data. They want lots of data. They're constantly researching online. You know, some people might be a mix of chihuahua and something else. You know,
Yep.
I'm part of this as well. I love to research. And I
do
think
too,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, but like Western Industrial Solutions.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a client who's hardcore chihuahua. She loves a lot of technical data, right? So she read this book and she was like, "Oh my God, that's me!"
Yep.
You know? And last but not least, the Basset Hound. They use the sympathetic approach.
Oh, come on. You need this.
You really need this. You can't go through life without insurance. You know, that's the sympathetic approach. When I was in the insurance industry, our top agent was actually a Basset Hound. His name was Stephen Ramkisoon. And let me tell you, this guy was a genius. We could not catch up to him. He just broke all records. And he used the sympathetic approach everywhere he went. You know, he would talk in the restaurant with some of his clients, be like, "You can't go through life without insurance. You don't care about your son and your daughter." And I would actually listen to him like, "Wow, that guy is amazing." But it didn't match my personality type. But it works. It really does work. The sympathetic approach.
And the great thing is, every breed will match the person. So for some people, they hate the pit bull, and some people really respond to a pit bull. So it's good to know what you are and to help that match. But for example, Roger has this giant team of Remax. I think it's the largest.
Yeah, we're the largest by far now.
So the largest in Trinidad of Remax.
Agent size.
Yeah, agent size for a real estate company. And what it allows him to do is say, this person needs this person, this, he has prospective buyer or seller, they may resonate more with this or several agents versus other ones who are the wrong breed. So it's important to have the certain breeds resonate with the people as well.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes I'm calling clients and I'll get a difficult client. Sometimes I may have to switch to pit bull mode to get them to buy, get them to close a deal. Because they're sticking, they're just procrastinating. I hate procrastination. I'm a business owner. Business owners don't procrastinate. Employees procrastinate a lot, right? So if you want to be a business owner, you want to be successful in business, learn how to do it now. Do it now is one of the best things you ever hear.
So this book you can get on Amazon Kindle, you can get on Audible, and I'll tell you what I do is I have it on my phone, which is actually behind the one that's recording us, and I listen to it in the car so I can drive around. One of the beautiful things about Trinidad, which is a common complaint,
Lots of traffic.
loads of traffic. Where I used to live, it would take me 8 to 10 minutes to get here from my house. Now it takes 30 to 40 minutes every time.
Yep.
Why? because we're in Traffic City, Trinidad. But it's a blessing. Remember, in everything there's an opportunity. So the opportunity in this situation is I can listen to this amazing book or other amazing books in the car. So I would encourage you, if you're not listening in the car, instead of wasting your mind on talk radio or whatever you're wasting your mind on, have it be a worthwhile time spent and grow your brain.
Yeah. So I use audible.com as well to learn. I don't read as much again. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. It does free up my time, and I can drive and listen to it non-stop. It's an amazing way to learn. Right? They call it Traffic University.
Traffic University.
Traffic University.
Yeah.
That's what they call it.
And what's cool about it too is you can also bookmark pages. So
serious? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there'll be a bookmark function. And it just, all it does is it does the previous 10 or 15 seconds and the next 15 seconds that allows you to listen to that in the future. And because I listen primarily in the car and I can't write down notes, I will bookmark the things that I want to go and actually maybe write down or revisit. And it just allows me to, if I need to study, like some things you do need to write down. You do need to put pen to paper, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the car is not the place, and driving. So anyway, so that's something to consider too, is just hit the bookmark, don't even bother naming if you don't have time, and then just move on. So
yeah, very good. Okay, so this here recession, lots of people's jobs are at risk. How do you survive? Well, this diagram I'm about to show you shows you not just how to survive, but how to thrive. And basically everybody at Cashflow Club, the thousands of members we have trained over the past 12 years, do the exact same thing. We all aim for multiple sources of income. You don't just want one source of income. If you just have a salary as your one source of income, what do you think happens to you when you lose that one source of income? You go broke.
Yep.
2 or 3 months, you burn through your savings and you go broke. Why live like that? That's risky. You want multiple sources of income so that if you lose your salary, you lose your job, you have other streams of income covering your expenses. Right? So this diagram I'm about to show you shows you why the poor middle class will remain poor middle class and why the rich keep on getting richer and richer. And if your cash flow pattern follows that of the poor middle class, then you have some changes to make, my friend. Right? So now, this here is a financial statement. You can't really see it properly there, but it's really the income statement and balance sheet and cash flow statement. So I'm going to show you what that looks like in an abstract form, right? So this here is income, expenses, assets, and liabilities. Alright, so this here is a cash flow pattern of a poor middle class person, right? Remember, we get our financial advice from our parents. Our parents tell us, go to school, get good grades, and get a safe, secure job. But they didn't tell us that JOB stands for just over broke. They didn't tell us that. JOB stands for just over broke, right? So we go through life, we earn our income every month, we pay our expenses, but we buy liabilities we think are assets. Now at Cashflow Club and at Rich Dad, we have a very simple definition of an asset. An asset puts money into your pocket every single month, whether you work or not. What does an asset do? It puts money into your pocket every single month, whether you work or not. Therefore, a liability takes money out your pocket. So an asset puts money in your pocket, a liability takes money out your pocket. So, the house you're living in, asset or liability? That's a whole set of argument right there. Because people will be like, my house is an asset. What are you talking about? This is why accountants don't like what we teach, because our definition is slightly different. Ironically, we train accountants now. So, they buy liabilities to think of assets. House, car, trips to Bago. They're taking loans Christmas time for presents now. Right? That's what non-cash flow members. Cash flow members would never make that mistake. We buy assets. So this is how their cash flow pattern looks. Every month they pay off the expenses after earning their salary and they buy liabilities to think of assets. Constantly like this. This is their cash flow pattern. Over and over and over. right? If your cash flow pattern
Notice the asset column remains empty.
completely empty, most people do this because they're not trained in the school system about money. They don't teach them how to make more money. That's actually a crime against humanity because people are suffering. So let me show you, before I depress you too much, let me show you guys the cash flow pattern of a rich person or somebody who thinks like a rich person. Because it starts here. This is your most important asset. So you have to invest in yourself first. You have to educate yourself. Because the school system is not doing it for you. Right? So this is the cash flow pattern of a rich person or somebody who thinks like a rich person. So even if they have a job, preferably in sales, because selling is number one skill, right? You earn an income every month, pay off your expenses, but we buy assets. We buy assets. And what do assets do? Assets puts money into your pocket. Assets like real estate, like business, puts money into your pocket. So this is the cash flow pattern of an asset. It puts money into your pocket. And all we simply do, everybody in cash flow club, John, I, everybody, all we simply do is constantly buy more and more assets over and over and over again. It's called multiple sources of income. This is not rocket science, even though we teach rocket science and math science. This is not rocket science. This is simple investing, constantly increasing your sources of income. When you look at the richest people in the world, like Richard Branson is a billionaire. Virgin Airlines, he has over 350 businesses. He's constantly starting new businesses. We didn't even mention his real estate investments. He has a lot of real estate too, because he has multiple sources of income over and over again. I have about 4 sources of income. I have very little. I want more. So I'm constantly investing, constantly looking for new opportunities, constantly learning and improving my skills so that I can get opportunities faster. We built Sales Training Academy in what, 2 weeks? Because we're 2 entrepreneurs with lots of experience starting and growing businesses. They call us risk takers, but we sort of take risk, but we take managed risk. If you have a strong sales background, you are less risky.
True.
You need a strong sales background to make money, to do well for yourself financially. So to do this, you need a sales background. Look at any business owner in Trinidad and Tobago. They all started off in sales. If you're not following in their footsteps, you're probably heading in the wrong direction. Right? It's very, very simple. So, start off with reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. Track us down. We're all over Facebook. Track us down and attend Cashflow for yourself. We run 6-week courses. The next bunch are starting in early January. Right? I think 3rd or 4th. I have to check the calendar. And after Cashflow, then do the sales course and learn to sell. So you can immediately apply what you learn to making money. Right? So if you do lose a job, you don't just sit there and blame the government. That's what everybody is doing. Don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. The government can't help you. They don't have much money. It's a recession. There's not much they can do. So you have to fend for yourself. Educate yourself. You have no excuse anymore. This information is no longer just for the upper class. This is now for everybody. So you now have a choice whether to be poor or rich. Because the middle class is disappearing. The middle class is decreasing. More people are becoming what we call poor. Right? So you're making that choice with every day you live. Every dollar you spend, you're making that choice. These books cost about $150 each. No, sorry, $129. Right? I got this one on Nigel Khan. Right? So these books aren't expensive. You can get it online for even cheaper. Right? So no excuses. Start educating yourself now. When you want to take it to the next level, do cash flow. When you want to take it to the next level, do sales training. And then get a part-time or full-time sales job. Start practicing what you've learned on cash flow so you can start replacing slowly your salary. So if you do lose your job, you don't go broke. Right? Any final words?
One small thing, because you'll probably have to start small. You're not going to just buy a property tomorrow that's going to give you passive income. Is whatever you invest in, however small, that gives you, that's in the asset column, however small the return is, celebrate it and watch it and do the little things you can to make it even, I'm talking, it could be pennies, and I mean this literally. Even pennies growing and you watching it and getting excited about it will give it the energy it needs to grow. It's like a plant. You don't put your seed in the soil and say, oh, grow now. No. You put it in an environment that it's conducive to grow. You give it sun and you water it daily. If you don't water it daily, it will be a stupid rotten seed in the ground versus a beautiful flourishing asset for you to enjoy the fruits of forever. So that would be my encouragement is do not be afraid to start small. Everything started from somewhere. The richest people that you can possibly imagine, their fortunes were started with a single small step. Not 0 to 20 billion, 0 to $10, $10 to $15 to 18, and then eventually big numbers. So don't worry about it. And the great thing is when you screw up with little numbers, it's little numbers. When you screw up with big numbers, it's a lot more emotionally impactful. So, and hopefully by that point, the decisions you make are a little more educated and calculated. So the risk, like Roger's talking about, the risk you actually take drops as the dollar amount of what we're talking about drops because your experience makes it that the choices and decisions you make are more calculated. So the downside is literally less. So, and I mean that truly. So my point is, long story short, start, celebrate the little victories as it goes, and give it daily attention like watering that seed so the plant and tree or whatever it is flourish to produce fruit for you and your family.
Yeah. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for tuning in to Rich Dad's Cashflow Clubs. My name is Roger Moore.
And John Rubin. Thank you, guys.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your holidays.